Today on CityCast Denver, our week-long celebration of Colorado's best fall getaways continues. And this time, we're talking about the spooky stuff. My friend Thad Mighell is a curator of contemporary art at Understudy, but he's also a paranormal superfan. So I asked him for his list of the most haunted places in Colorado to help you plan your next weekend getaway or make sure that you can keep your distance from those ghosts. But first, did you hear that we just started a membership program? It is the best way to support the work we do with this show. So if you loved Mayoral Madness or you appreciate our search for the best of everything in Denver, sign up to become a founding member today. It starts at just $8 a month. Join now at membership.citycast.fm. Today is Wednesday, September 27th. I'm Bree Davies, and here's what Denver's talking about. Today, we're talking about haunted destinations around Colorado. That time of year, we're talking Halloween and just fall stuff in general. And things being haunted is part of that. And so I wanted to talk to my friend, Thad Mighell, about some haunted places in Colorado. Hi, Thad.
Hello. I'm going to talk like that the whole time.
That would be horrifying. Please don't do that. But Thad, I know we were talking earlier and you're like, I'm not the expert, but like you like scary stuff, right? You like haunted stuff. This is a season for you.
Yes, as we previously discussed, that the best terminology for me is enthusiast.
Okay, you're the enthusiast.
I'm very enthused about Halloween every year. And sometimes the couple months leading up to it.
I know that drives me crazy, but that's another story for another day. Well, let's start with one of our spots. St. Elmo's Ghost Town in Chaffee County. What is that?
It is an entire town that is uninhabited for the most part, and you can still visit it. Since it has such a high demand for tourism, there are a couple regular townspeople that still kind of man the gas station and the souvenir shop and the convenience store. But other than that, it's totally unpopulated.
That's a lot of people, though, running a thing that I would assume was just some half burnt down shacks.
Yeah. So, and in fact, fire is one of the reasons that it is a ghost town now.
Okay.
At the turn of the century in the late 1800s, a fire destroyed most of the business sector of that town. And it was never entirely rebuilt. It was a mining town at the time, which was kind of already on its way out because all the silver and gold mines were depleted.
Sure.
So it was at its peak 2,000 member town. And then by that time, it was only a couple hundred members. It completely closed in the early 60s, I believe, when the post office shut down, leaving only 2 people that live there.
Wild.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, though, this is haunted by maybe some of those past inhabitants.
Those last 2 people that live there. Yeah.
Who are the ghosts? Do we know?
Yes. They were Annabelle and Tony Stark were their names.
Huh.
Yeah, and they were a brother and sister duo. They were raised in that town. They refused to leave. They also kind of were a little bit
out there,
eccentric, we'll say. And yeah, so Annabelle had the nickname Dirty Annie because she never bathed and had naughty hair and actually walked around with a shotgun protecting the town from outside people trying to, take it over or wipe it off the face of the earth, that kind of thing. And then
she just contributed to it dying out completely then. She was keeping people out.
She's keeping people away, yeah, good and bad, yeah. But apparently you can see her.
Okay, and this is like the thing that brings folks here is the hauntings, I'm assuming, by
Dirty Annie.
Dirty Annie.
And Tony Stark.
Her brother.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the biggest set of ghosts that you can see, but there's also old miner type ghosts and
different townspeople,
women of the night,
sex workers of the Old West.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like that's kind of a trope here.
Yeah.
The haunted brothel, the haunted, people wandering the streets or whatever.
It makes for a good story.
Yeah, but it says it still has over 40 still intact buildings. So this is like legitimately looks like a ghost town.
It makes it not only one of the largest in Colorado, one of the largest ghost towns in Colorado, but one of the largest in the country.
No way.
Yeah. So if you're not into the spooky element of it, you can always go for the historical side of things as well.
I might do that part.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Go in the daytime when there's less ghosts.
Go to the souvenir shop.
Yeah.
So what's our next one?
The next one is Hotel Jerome in Aspen, Colorado.
Oh, sure.
Have we heard of this one?
I think it's kind of famous.
Yeah, it's really famous. I feel like the ghost that's most famously known for haunting that place has made its way into popular culture and movies in one form or another. So the most famous ghost in Hotel Jerome is a little boy who drowned.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and his parents were staying in room 310. And so the whole third floor is haunted by a little boy who's wet, dripping wet. He has a wet towel or is shivering. He leaves wet footprints or puddles of water in the places where he's seen.
I feel like this isn't good for parents to see. As a parent, I feel so sad about this.
This one's a scary one. And so supposedly the room 310 overlooks the pool where he drowned. So that if you want to rent that room, that's the most sought out room.
It's one of those, it's kind of like at the Stanley, you can get that room. And
yeah. And I think this happened in the 30s, the mid 30s. So the boy has that whole, like Depression era vibe, which makes for scarier ghosts, I think, when the golden era of ghosts. The
golden era of ghosts. I would say, I know, I feel like children is one of the ghosts that feels like the weird saddest to me. Like if you saw a child ghost.
Sad ghost, but it's also a trope. You have the sex worker ghost, which I think this hotel also has its own sexy ghost.
They might have a sexy ghost.
They do, yeah. So
a dead kid ghost.
And a dead kid ghost. It's got fun for the whole family.
Well, if you need to go to Aspen, stay at Hotel Jerome and see if you can hang.
Hotel Jerome. Oh, I can tell you another Hotel Jerome story if you'd like. Okay, so the sexy ghost, I actually know the sexy ghost's name. Her name is Katie Kerrigan.
Oh.
Yes, and she was a housekeeper there. She was like so pretty that people stared at her and the other housekeepers got jealous about this. And so they would always like play pranks on her. And one of the pranks is one day they told her that her cat had fallen through the ice in a nearby pond.
No.
And when she went to go look for her cat, she fell in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And now she haunts the place. But this is how people have reported seeing her mostly is she makes your bed. So that sounds like a terrible forever life to have.
Yeah. Making people's beds for an eternity.
Yeah.
After you drowned.
Because you were too pretty.
It's rough being pretty like that. I guess.
I know.
Okay. Next one.
Okay. Let's see what else we got.
Oh.
Hotel Colorado? We're going to stay in the hotel vibe.
I have stayed there and I legitimately would not stay there again because our room was haunted. For sure.
Really?
Yes. But I never looked up what the ghost situation was. But yes, it was terrifying.
Good. Oh yeah. Is this the one that like stole some jewelry?
No, I don't think so. I just like felt something over my face. Like I kept waking up like something was touching my face.
Oh, interesting.
It was so scary. So who is this one supposedly haunted by?
I was doing a lot of research on this one. There's like in 1993, there's a story about this guy named Dave who was like making his rounds in the basement. He's a security guard named Dave. And then he saw an old woman like peering into the basement window.
Oh my God.
And the wells are super deep. So he like ran outside because he thought maybe an old lady had fallen down in there or something. And when he went to go check it out,
empty,
totally empty.
Oh.
So the old lady staring through the window. That's a spooky image.
Figures through a window are always terrifying. Oh. This episode is sponsored by Ambient Colorado. Ambient Colorado is a new podcast showcasing the sounds of Colorado's great outdoors. So if you want to escape to the wilderness, just put on a pair of headphones. It's a new series of half-hour episodes made by and for nature lovers. Recent episodes feature thunder showers in Rocky Mountain National Park and birdsong on the Pawnee grasslands. It also celebrates the ecosystem right under most of our noses with sounds of the great Colorado backyard. There's minimal narration, so it's great for anyone looking for a relaxing listen or something to fall asleep to. And it's recorded in high fidelity, so close your eyes. It feels like you're there. Ambient Colorado is available wherever you listen to podcasts or at ambientcolorado.com. That's ambientcolorado.com. What do we have next?
This one is another sad one. Some dead kids for you. Sorry.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's just that is a depressing ghost site.
Yeah. So there's this one's also kind of it's called Third Bridge. It's in Bennett, Colorado. There's really not much to see around there other than this bridge. It's kind of in the middle of farmland. It's about 45-minute drive. So you can drive out there and check it out. The problem is young people drive out there to check it out and
they never come back?
They don't always make it back. Yeah, because they drive recklessly, or maybe they see a spirit in the road. Who knows? It's a little bit scary. But in 1993, there was a really bad car accident that took the lives of some teenagers. And then as recently as 2016, there was another car full of kids that got in an accident while coming back from that road, or from that bridge.
So you could see some 90s ghosts, some mid-2000s ghosts.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God. Did you ever do anything like that when you were a teenager? Like go to a place like with your friends because you heard it was haunted? I don't remember ever doing that. And I feel like we're kind of a place that's like perfect for that.
Yeah, there was like an abandoned hospital in Arvada.
Oh.
Yeah, and I went into that, like urban spelunking, where you break into a place that you're not allowed to be.
Was it scary?
It was, yeah, it was really scary. I wouldn't do it again. It's not there anymore. But
I was going to say, can we still go there?
Yeah, no, they tore it down a long time ago. And they put like a mixed use building or something.
Oh, good. Well, that's probably haunted then.
It definitely, yeah.
I feel like ghosts don't just go away because the physical structure is gone.
You can hear voices, but it's because of the thin walls, not so much of
the crappy construction.
Haunting. Yeah, exactly. So lots of teenager ghosts there. I would say if you do visit that, drive safe, don't drink and drive, don't speed. A lot of these accidents were due to a combination of those things.
Oh, so this is a PSA.
It's a PSA, yeah.
Don't go to the haunted bridge unless you're going to go the speed limit and wear a seatbelt.
All right, so we're going to jump out of the haunted hotel stuff and get into aliens.
Ooh.
I don't know. I feel like you've talked about this one before. Maybe.
The Watchtower?
Yeah.
Maybe we have the UFO Watchtower.
UFO Watchtower.
I mean, I was just in the sand dunes earlier this year.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's in San Luis Valley, just outside of the sand dunes. So you can kind of make it a whole weekend if you want to do some camping. It's the most active area for UFO sightings.
In Colorado?
Unknown.
Okay.
This is what their website says. In the world.
Sure.
In the entire universe. Who knows?
Right.
There's 240 documented sightings as of late 2020.
Where do you fall on the UFO real or not spectrum, Thad?
Oh my goodness. I thought this was going to be a short episode.
No. I want to know. I don't know how you feel about aliens.
I mean, it's hard to say. I think some of those unexplained phenomena can be accurate. I believe in also the power of the human mind can alter things, alter people's perceptions.
But the government just told us they're real, right?
Yeah. So that's what they want you to think, Yeah,
that's true. This place is probably not a government sanctioned UFO site.
I think I have seen in the sky like one weird unexplainable object that looked kind of like it couldn't be crafted by humans.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? I don't know. Could be time travelers, could be aliens, could be ghosts.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Great. So now a bunch of people are going to think I'm crazy.
You're welcome. That's why I brought you on the show. It says that it may contain a vortex to other dimensions.
Yeah, so
I would totally go there. I'm into a good vortex.
That's why the aliens are coming and hanging around there.
Okay.
They're trying to interact with these vortices. There's 2 of them. And multiple independent psychics have confirmed the existence of these vortices. So they'll go down and they'll do their hoodoo, voodoo, woo-woo stuff.
I kind of believe that, to be honest with you.
And they're like, oh, I see these 2 vortices. And there's also 2 beings protecting these vortices that these psychics see. Then it's been confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm into a good vortex. I've been to the New Age capital of the known universe, Sedona. Huge vortex.
Exactly.
For sure. Also, there's a Catholic church there, which is like a whole other portal.
And what vortex wouldn't be complete with its own healing garden? There's also a healing garden there.
Okay.
So you can, because the vortices have healing powers. If you go and leave an item, like if you can't walk, you leave your cane there. If you can't breathe, you leave your inhaler there. Blah, blah, blah. It may or may not cure these ailments.
Interesting. It's kind of like how hot springs were marketed at the turn of the last century. The healing powers of farty, eggy smelling water.
Yeah.
But this is like you can just go to the vortex and
drop off your whatever.
Drop off your mobility device.
Pack of smokes and then boom, you're done.
You're done smoking?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I think we have one more thing on our list.
Yeah. Wow. That went by fast.
Cripple Creek? The whole place? This is a functioning city, right?
Yeah, it's a city that still has lots of people in it.
Not just
people?
3?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe 1,000.
I feel like this era of city is just like rife for being haunted. It's like the time frame in Colorado, the towns that did survive, like Victor, like Cripple Creek.
Yeah, this one has a couple of good. I mean, it's got the mining ghosts because it's an old mining town. So you got your turn of the century, Victorian era, Depression era kind of ghosts.
Definitely if I had to like a ghost, that's my favorite.
That's the best one
for sure.
Yeah, that's the best one. This one, it has a haunted ghost child. He's got to love a ghost child. So this one is the Imperial Hotel. The owner and daughter both haunt this place, and basically the daughter had some undiagnosed mental illness, and he kept her there.
Oh no!
Kind of against her will, but also for her own good because she wasn't able to take care of herself. But one day, in a fit, she hit him in the head with a frying pan. As a cast iron one.
Sure.
Yeah, because
those are heavy
back in the day. And killed him. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then she died shortly after of her illness or not being taken care of, and some complication due to that. But they both are stuck there now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That sounds so scary. But this is like the whole town you're saying, though. There's like ghost sightings throughout it of these folks?
That's just one of many stories, my friend.
Okay.
There are also stories of Buffalo Billy's Casino. That's haunted by a little girl named Lily. She's quite the artist, apparently. She draws pictures at the top of the stairs, sometimes scratching it into the paint or the floorboard, and they have to constantly refinish it up there. Yeah. It could also be just, kind of jerk guests, but who knows?
People contributing to the lore.
Yeah. I'm for
graffiti artists that can't control themselves.
Yeah.
I know these people. That's crazy. Oh, that gives me the willies.
There's
a little bit.
A casino up there called Grand Casino, Colorado Grand Casino, and Maggie's Restaurant, which is haunted by Maggie. That's why they have named
Maggie?
the restaurant. Yeah.
Maggie's Restaurant.
Yeah. So Maggie was a worker there. I can't remember exactly what she did, but how you can tell you've seen Maggie or are in Maggie's presence is you can smell her perfume and hear her singing voice from the den or whatever.
Whoa.
She has a very high soprano singing voice, and that's been reported. People hearing it when no one is in there singing.
Those different elements of like the smells of something or the sound are like, that's even almost sometimes scarier to me than the seeing the apparition or whatever.
Speaking of smells,
okay.
Cripple Creek has its own smelly ghost in Hotel St. Nick. Yeah. So it's
smelly ghost.
The smelly ghost. If you want to go see a smelly ghost or smell a smelly ghost, you go to Hotel St. Nick. It smells like raw sewage.
You know what that sounds like to me? They have not updated their sewage system.
Or it's a ghost.
Or it's a ghost.
I actually lived in this place called the Acacia on 14th in Pennsylvania in Capitol Hill. And they have like a lot of infamous ghost stories that are written in ghost books and stuff.
Oh,
and one of the things that they always said was like blood runs from the fountains.
Oh, yeah.
When I lived there, it was like really rusty water. So it was like really red water that came out. And I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, okay. It's not haunted so much as the building's just
old, janky old buildings.
So, but then some spooky stuff did happen to me there. So
at the Acacia?
Yeah. But that's not a destination.
Oh, okay. I was like...
That's for next year.
Okay. Didn't you live in the Acoma house too? That's like fancy now, over by the Evans School. It used to be painted green.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did.
And now it's like a boutique hotel.
Yeah, it was not boutique when I lived there.
Very haunted.
Those are mine. Tell me yours now.
This is your job because, as you know, I don't like anything scary or haunted. Though I would say... the Hotel Colorado thing was scary because I was staying there. I might wander around it and check it out, but I would never stay there again. Never.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about what happened specifically.
It was just like I was sleeping and I kept getting awakened by something or someone touching my face. And I would wake up and my whole family, my friend Melanie was here she was visiting. We were like on a family trip and no one else is awake. Nobody.
Oh, weird.
And I'm just like laying in bed. And right as I would close my eyes again, I would feel it again on my face and like my eyelashes. It was like I was up all night long. The next morning, I was like, we're never staying here ever again. And no one else in the room had that experience.
Oh, weird.
Nobody knew what happened. Okay, this is a good list. I feel like we can kind of go all over different parts of the state. We've got Chaffee County, Aspen, Glenwood Springs. I mean, so many different spots.
Yeah, and the leaves are changing right now.
It's beautiful.
You gotta check out the leaves. A lot of these will get you just far enough into the wilderness, but not so much you have to like waste the whole weekend.
Yeah, you could do like a day trip.
Exactly.
I like that idea. Well,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, Thad, this was so fun. Thanks for coming.
Always a pleasure.
That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. If you enjoyed the show, why not take a minute to tell the ghost of Dirty Annie about us? Rate the show wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to our morning newsletter, Hey Denver, and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. See you later. The little boy that drowned, his ghost is known as Water Boy.
I know, the water boy. I know.
Poor little water boy. Oh, that's so sad.